There was a young boy who once came to me. He was a very brilliant boy, had done extremely well in his college days, was a software engineer. He had been employed by a good firm and his boss had given him a project to work on. The project was to prepare a software for a bank. This boy was really very ambitious, was ready to put in his 100% to get the job done. I could see this. But the boy was very sad. So when I asked him, he sadly shook his head and said, I work so hard. I try my best. I wish to create a masterpiece. But somehow my boss is never happy with me. He's always finding faults. He's never satisfied. So I dug him a little more to collect information regarding this particular issue. When I was confident of where he stood, I told him, you need to focus on your actions, free from what you would get. Karam kar, phal ki upeksha na kar. Focus on the action. Don't bother about the fruit. He was visibly irritated on hearing this. He looked at me and said, I know this is from the Bhagavad Gita, our religious book, but this doesn't work. It doesn't work in the modern times. It was okay maybe at the time of Krishna, but now it just doesn't work. Does it mean I take my car out of the garage and just start driving? If I do not decide where I have to go, if I don't see that end, where do I drive to? So how does this work? It just doesn't work. So I said, don't mix up. Let me repeat. Focus on your actions without bothering about the fruit. I never mentioned goal in this. The goal is very important. The goal has to always be in your sight. It is the fruit you have to be free from. When you take out your car, and if your goal is to drive to the supermarket, your focus should be on your actions. Do I know the way? Which is the best way to go where the traffic will be minimum? Do I need to use Google? This is important. The fruit means, when I get to the supermarket, will there be a big sale today? Will that latest iPad which I want to buy already be available? Will there be a scheme with that which will make my payments easier? This is the fruit. Yeah? So the point is, keep your focus on the actions. Keep your eye on the goal. But do not get attached to the fruit you will get out of this. Let us consider your example. The boss has told you to prepare a software for some people at the bank, right? You want to create a masterpiece. Your goal is very clear. Yeah, but what comes with this is what is giving you the problem. The fruit. When I create this masterpiece, everybody would be amazed at my creativity. I would get a promotion, maybe a pay rise. Yeah, I'll be able to buy a car, maybe buy a house on installments. These are the fruits. Now, when you go to your boss and the boss shouts at you because there is something wrong with your program, these fruits, these dreams, you see them shattering and dropping. You see that promotion, that appraisal, that pay raise breaking into pieces. And that is what gives you sadness. It is not the masterpiece, because if it was only the masterpiece your focus was on, you would be focusing on what your boss is telling you. Where do you need to improve? Where is he finding the fault? Yeah, because if I need to make a masterpiece, a painting, I would be more than happy to have critics coming, looking at the painting and telling me, I think this part needs to be redone. Maybe that would help me create the masterpiece. Do you get me? Okay, tell me one thing very simple. This program you are creating for these bank people, have you ever visited this particular bank? Have you ever tried to meet these people, understand their requirements? Understand what they are expecting, what their caliber is. No? Then how will you make a masterpiece for them? The masterpiece does not mean it should look so beautiful, be so classy. For me, it will be a masterpiece if this bank guy who needs to use this program, every time he opens this program and sees how user friendly, how appropriate for what I need to do, and that big smile which comes on his face, if that happens, then it is a masterpiece for me. Yeah? Not because your boss told you amazing and he gave you a promotion. That doesn't make a software into a masterpiece. Make a trip to the bank, meet these people, understand their requirements. You may be trying to create a very complex looking setup here. Those poor guys may not even be able to use that. But if you can create a button for them, which they need to use every minute, how happy they will be. Will it not be a masterpiece then? So please understand. Focus on your actions. Focus on how I can make it better for the end user. And then you will have a masterpiece. What you gain out of this is the fruit. It is the one which will give you fear, will give you sadness. It is the one you have to stay away from. Do you understand me well? This boy looked very calm when he left. I got a chance to speak to him after 2 months. He was doing extremely well. He had been chosen as the employee of the month. It really made me very happy.